Hello to everyone. My name is Joseph Chia, ESRH, Youth Ambassador in Liberia, and I currently working on adolescent sexual and reproductive health, family planning related issues for young people, especially young people between the ages of 15 to 35 as per the African Youth Charter and the Liberia National Youth Policy, which speaks about young people related issues in Liberia. As a young person, I'm so excited and I so glad that such opportunities are available for young people to be able to voice out critical issues that affect them as to family planning. As a young person participating in the International Conference on Family Planning is a great opportunity, and I see it as one of the greatest ever in my life as a young person to be able to discuss critical issues that are affecting young people as related to teenage pregnancy in my country, Africa, Asia, Europe, and America, and at the global level at all. And I also interesting basically in terms of challenges young people face in terms of accessing family planning services. As per the international conference, the ICPD, which was documented when head of states met in Cairo in 1994 to discuss critical issues in terms of removing barriers to young people access to family planning services, looking at sexual and reproductive health as key to young people growth and development and integration within societies. And I so I'm basically been looking at in terms of how young people can actually have services to family planning or like contraceptive, condom, and how these services have also been offered to young people. Like for example, look at the issue of confidentiality. Confidentiality is key in terms of how these services are being provided to young people. For example, there are young people with different needs. We have young people who are HIV infested. We have young people who are bisexual. We have young people who are transgender. We have young people who are also the key populations. So these young people are these services being provided to them based on their needs, which is a key issue in terms of how family planning services are also being provided. And I also interested as a young people at the international conference in terms of availability of these services. At what level are these services are also being offered to young people? Are we also meeting young people at the rural level in terms of who don't have the opportunity to live in the urban settlement because of some financial challenges and because of some cultural barriers and so forth? So are we also looking at how we're reaching out to these young people and ensuring that these young people have access to the services? Are we also looking at the issue of the affordability of young people to these services? Are these services affordable by young people? Can young people afford these services? So these are kind of critical issues I will also be looking at in terms of how young people also can afford these services. And at what level are these services meet the needs of young people? And I will also be looking at the standard in which these services are also being provided to young people in Africa, in my country, and at the global level. So basically these are the issues as a young person I will be looking at the international conference on family planning, and also I'm hoping that if accepted that these critical issues would be part of the declaration, and that those many presentations that young people are going to make and going to lobby with many young people to make sure that moving barriers to young people access to family planning services, ensuring that services are provided based on different names of young people, looking at taking into consideration of cultural context and ensuring that removing barriers to cultural and removing barriers to access to family planning services, ensuring that all young people receive services based on their needs and have received treatment without discrimination, segregation, and what I do. Because if all these things are done, young people will have the leverage in which they can be able to use these services and be able to have the kind of benefits of family planning in around the world. So many young people have the opportunity, and this was the same issue we discussed. And I hope also that the declaration of the conference will be utilized by development actors who are also planning these kind of events. Because, for example, to work in Bali as young people, we plan of a declaration that will be an issue related to family planning. And that as young people, we also raise critical issues relating to young people employment, because these are some of the barriers, factors that we also need to look at in terms of what also affect young people in terms of access of family planning services, and that what make young people lead to early pregnancies and so forth, all the kind of issues we need to look at them. And I hope that at the conference, young people will have the opportunity to express themselves, and at the end, they would be able to utilize to act on documents that are going to come out of the International Conference on Family Planning. And I want to say on behalf of young people in Liberia, I'm so glad for this opportunity, and I hope that many my colleagues who are also making significant contributions in terms of advocating for the rights of young people in relating to access to family planning and services around the world would be a great opportunity for me to be able to play a lead role in ensuring that as a gift ambassador of Liberia on ASRH, ensuring that young people level of awareness in terms of family planning services is increased, ensuring that young people have the level of teenage pregnancies in our countries decrease, and at the global level also advocating, ensuring that the kinds of methods that young people are using in different countries, these methods are also been will also be drawn from their own different or teen reports, their own experiences that we will be sharing together in terms of my own experience in my country, or they can start to be put together and be able to be translated and might be transcribed and be able to make a greater impact when I return to my country. I want to say thank you for the opportunity, and I hope that such opportunity will continue to exist for young people so that young people can enjoy themselves in terms of advocating for their rights at the global and national levels.